Hello Internet, it's Andrew Michael and welcome to Andrew Michael News. Now as you can see, we are outside, and if you did not watch the Dallas and New Orleans video, basically what I said there is the same thing I said here. We're trying to shake things up, and it's December finally, and I have one more week until school ends, and so I want to give myself some enjoyment while I try to suffer through school, so that's going to be fun. But anyways, let's get into today's video. Okay, so in this news episode, we are going to talk about Nintendo ending their content program where they were allowing some creators of their division to create basically videos or content from their program. Well, now that thing is ending. So, usually if you've never seen Nintendo videos on YouTube before, usually what people would have to do is they would have to be really careful about what they would show on YouTube, because Nintendo was so hard and they would pound people just for posting random YouTube videos, or if they were posting gameplay of what they were trying to tell you guys what to do and what not to do. Basically, they would just take down people for no reason, and it just really did not make anything fun. So basically, now that that content program is ending, basically now what you have is a lot more of a feel of Nintendo wanting to give their fans something to do with their content, you know. Nintendo was always hard about hitting people that were like small creators who really didn't have much of a voice in the community. And I think Nintendo's really trying to help us out. Like, it's one thing when you normally see a company trying to help out creators in general, but it's another thing when you have a company that of Nintendo's size that's really trying to help out smaller creators like I am, just barely above 100 subscribers, or just trying to get their audience going. I really do think like Nintendo is hitting something right now. And so if you have not read Nintendo's guidelines for what they want to see in the creator program, I'm going to link that down below so you can go read that and basically understand what they're looking for creators who are trying to make content with their video games. But there's a lot of things you can't do and things you can do. So if you want to read that in full detail, and if you want to translate that, I'm going to put that article down in the description down below. And I know a couple of YouTubers around here that are Nintendo persons that are in the smallish community like I am, and most of them have said that, you know, it's kind of hard to make a YouTube video with Nintendo gaming because you don't know sometimes if Nintendo is going to take your content down or not. And I've actually had that happen one time. I know there was one little stream I did earlier, I think about a couple months ago, with Super Mario Odyssey. There were, I think, like a track in there that was being played, and apparently they didn't want anyone hearing it. So what they would do is they wouldn't copy strike you. Actually, what they would do is they would block your video, and then they would say, hey, you can't play this song in your stream. And so what I would have to do to resolve that and to get my, you know, YouTube video unblocked is to delete all the parts that had that audio in there. And so I don't know, it's just something weird about it. And basically what Nintendo is now trying to do is try to make it very easy for content creators like me to do live streams, to do YouTube videos, to do reviews, to do gameplay. And it's really letting us creators have the ability to not be afraid of making videos with their content. And it's really helping. You know, I do believe that Nintendo is really helping the creators, like I've said before. One, I do believe that with Smash coming out, a lot of people that I know in a Discord server, and a couple of them, to be honest, they have said if they get the game, especially Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, once they get the game, they're going to make videos about it, they're going to stream it, they're going to go on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or wherever they like to do their live streaming, and they're going to play the game, and they're going to show people why they really like this game. And there's a lot of hype going and building around Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I do think that Nintendo is trying to make Super Smash Bros. Ultimate like Fortnite in the terms of how it's going to grow. What I think might happen is that Super Smash Bros. Is going to be a game that's going to be played for about a couple of months, and then someone popular, like someone mainstream, I guess, would probably play this game. Like someone that's like a celebrity. You know how some people are when they see a celebrity playing a video game? A lot of people start talking about it and it gets a lot of press behind it. I do feel like it's going to be one of those games where someone is gonna allow a celebrity to play with them, like already a main established celebrity to play with them, And then once that happens, Smash is going to take off. I mean, Smash has a lot going into it. You know, you have a plethora of characters going in. You have a plethora of stages going in there. A plethora of music going in there. And we have an adventure mode that hasn't been seen since Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, I do feel like the reason they got rid of this thing is, like I just said, there's going to be a lot of people that are probably going to make videos off of Smash. There's a lot of people who are going to make live streams off of Smash. And one thing I was a little bit worried about was the demos. Like, you know, the demos I usually show on this channel where I do the reviews of it. I was getting scared because they did say in one part that you can't show content that has not been played before. Like, content that has not been released before, that has not been officially done. Well, they've actually had this thing in there on the guidelines, like I showed you down there. Basically, they had this thing where if you're a demo person, you're checking out early games, if it's not on the eShop, you can't really review it. But if it's been on the eShop, or let's say if it's in pre-order and they have the demo waiting for anyone to play it, you can make a video off of that, and that'll be great. And if you're like one of those people that try out betas or something like that, where it's like a closed beta or something, you can't really talk about it. It's kind of like that, where it's like, if a video game doesn't go well, eventually people are going to try to figure out why it isn't doing that well. So, it's just a mystery of what could possibly happen. And, one thing I really noticed was that with some of the games that I've played on the YouTube channel before, and with some of the videos that I've played before, YouTube has this thing where if you post it, it takes like about 3 or 4 days before you start seeing growth and before YouTube adjusts itself to the content you put out there, and then it'll start getting traction, and it'll start showing up on Google search, and it'll start showing up on all that kind of stuff. And I do feel like gaming is really taking the world by storm again. And when I mean again, I do feel like when it came out in the 80s and 90s, people started playing video games. But then in the teens, like in 2010, I do feel like people are starting to play video games more, and people are trying to take it seriously now, because usually when you see video games, you see it as a waste of time, and you see it as a waste of money. But at the same time, there's a career that could be made out of it. Like, if it's me, and I'm a computer science person, if I wanted to go make money off of video games, I could be a video game developer, or a video game engineer, or, you know, a software engineer, software developer for a video game company. Not in California, but anywhere else. But I do feel like there are some studios out there that are working with Nintendo. In their games, like indie games, you're seeing a lot more third-party support coming to the Switch, because last year there was at least 19 million units of the Nintendo Switch sold. And I think people are projecting that once Smash comes out, and by the end of the year, we're probably going to see the Nintendo Switch hit like 25 million units sold, or probably 30 million units sold. Because we're just now getting into the second year of the Nintendo Switch being released, and I do think people are really enjoying what they're doing with the Nintendo Switch. And I do think Nintendo really hit it out of the ballpark, because PlayStation doesn't have anything where you can play it as a handheld console and then put in your TV and do that. Xbox doesn't have that at all. They don't even have a handheld system, or I think they did once before. They really don't. Nintendo was really known for making their handheld systems, and now you can play it on the TV. And why all this matters is that I do believe Nintendo is going in the right direction this time. Like, I do believe they're listening to people, and they're listening to their customers, and I do think Nintendo is kind of responding to that. And when they do respond to the kind of, you know, criticism and all the reviews they're getting, I do believe Nintendo is doing it right, and I think they are indeed listening, so that's a good thing. And overall, I do think this will help out YouTubers and Twitch streamers who are really trying to get into the video game market in terms of making content and finding an audience. And I do think that's really going to help. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the last video of the doubleheader. I hope you guys enjoyed both of these videos. And if you haven't checked one or the other out, I am going to put it in the card up here or up here, whichever one. And until next time, I'm Andrew Michael, and I'll see you guys next time. Thumbs up. Oh, and don't forget, I'm going to be doing a podcast of the news videos, and I'll be talking about that on Twitch for about an hour and a half, so if you want to go check that out, you can. And until next time, I'm Andrew Michael, and I'll see you guys next time. I've already done this once, but who cares? Thumbs up.